everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Leverage Your Podcast show. And today we're talking about one of my favorite topics, and it's all about guests. So if you're a guest on a podcast or you're looking to guest this year, you'll want to listen in because I'm talking with Liam Austin. If you're watching the video, you can see his t-shirt. He is the co-owner of Talks.co, where you can get booked on podcasts. So he helps experts get more visibility, authority, and clients. So welcome to the show. So great to have you, Liam.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on, Lindsay.
So let's dive in. I know you've had Entrepreneurs HQ. You've been in the entrepreneurial space for a really long time. I've been following you for a long time, actually. And so, what made you start Talks.co?
Oh, wow. So Talks.co came about because inside my community at Entrepreneurs HQ, we were matching uh, authors, coaches, experts with stages that they could speak on so that they could share their message. And when I say stages, I mean like podcasts, summits, conferences, whether they're online or in person. We really want to get people more visibility and get in front of other people's audiences, getting their message shared in front of new audiences that may not know them. And so we're doing this manually, matching people within our community. And we just decided this should be public. I think we can serve a lot more people with this, and we can provide better matches if we open it up and release it to the world. So that's what Talks.co is. It's really a platform for you to get featured and get booked on stages, on podcasts. And if you're looking for an expert, a speaker to provide some unique insight or for a panel discussion, you can come to the platform and find those people there.
Yeah. That's perfect. And I love that it has AI built into it as well. So, um, very trending, very helpful. So, we'll get into the nitty gritty. But first, I was saying this to you before we started that I was at an event last month, and everyone at the tables, about 80%, were all saying they want to get booked on shows, they want to guest on more shows this year. I just feel like this world is opening up in a bigger way. People are seeing it as the platform to get visibility and authority. So, for those that haven't quite gotten there yet, what is some advice?
Well, yeah, there's a reason why people are interested in getting featured on podcasts. They do want to share their message, they want to get in front of the right audience, but um, the opportunity is really big. And if we look at like the stats, right now there's 547 million podcast listeners in the world, and
Wow.
that's huge, right? Huge opportunity, 547 million listeners, and in the next 2 years, by 2027, that's projected to grow by another 100 million listeners. So, in terms of getting in front of large audiences, this is an opportunity that's huge and it's growing. You're seeing some of political parties finding that this is a channel that they need to appear on because they need to get in front of the voters, the people who are going to be their customers, their clients. If you're thinking in your, if we're talking to a coach or a business owner, like this is where your people, your audience, your potential customers and clients are spending time. And it's deep time as well. Like they're spending a lot longer listening to you. Typically, they'll listen to multiple episodes. So it's very different to, say, the social media platforms that are pushing shorts and reels, which are really snapshots or really bite-sized chunks of audio and video. And then they move on to someone else or to a different channel. They're not really engaging in you, your channel, and becoming, a raving fan or someone that's going to be following you specifically in future. So I think, yeah, it's the big opportunity, it's the growing opportunity, and it's the type of opportunity, the types of people that you can get in front of.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I love about it is how niche you can go. Like, there are some podcasts on very specific things. So if you target that audience, you don't have to test, everywhere on Facebook. and go wide. It's like you can find your perfect avatar so much faster. I love it for that.
Yeah, I think it's just this new medium that is not oversaturated. People are moving away from other tools or other social media based on maybe they're bored of it or there's this new shiny object. Whereas the medium of podcasting is growing. It's just the opportunity there is huge,
Yeah.
and I think that if you're there, you're coming with an intention to speak to a specific audience. You can listen to maybe previous episodes. I'd encourage that. If you're invited onto a show as a guest, make sure that you listen to at least a couple of episodes prior to jumping on. Research that audience, understand like uh, what they want to hear, what's maybe resonating, even prior to the show. Like I asked Lindsay, well, what's your audience want? What should we be talking about? What be the most valuable thing for them to hear today? And so just thinking about that as you approach your appearances, I think that's just going to go a long way for you in terms of how you show up, your authority, and then also that connection with your audience too.
Yeah, 100%. So for those that are getting started, I feel like they're like, oh my God, what do I need? They've heard about the one sheet. So to get booked on a show, what would you say are the first three things that you need to do?
Okay, so to get booked on a show, I think as long as you know you've got your business, you've got your niche, you know who you're targeting, you know your expertise in terms of topics and how you can bring value to a show or to an audience. I think once you've got all that, okay, great. Well, how do I now get in front of the host so that they know I'm available, that I'm willing and able to speak on these topics, and I'm ready. Right, I've got the equipment, so we can talk about equipment. You need, if it's audio, you want to have a good microphone. A lot of podcasts now, podcasts traditionally is an audio platform, but now YouTube has announced that they're now one of the biggest platforms in terms of podcast listeners and the duration of time people are spending listening to podcast shows. So that's video, right? And then if you want to showcase yourself there, you want to be on video, and then it's being repurposed as well across all the other platforms that have video. So equipment, you want to have a good camera, ideally like HD camera nowadays, 4K if possible. Otherwise, um, like make sure it's an external camera at the very least, rather than something that's built in, unless it's one of the newer computer models. I just find that sometimes the quality is better when it's a dedicated external camera, dedicated external microphone. Um, so that's, I think, the equipment kind of covered, apart from, the laptop computer, the internet speed,
Totally.
making sure your upload speed is really good. Like we just, we're testing that prior to this call. Uh, and so that's, I think, the equipment, the software, like recording with some kind of podcast recording software. And then, okay, so how do we actually get booked? So as long as you've got a camera, audio, internet connection, you're kind of good to go. Now it's about finding the right shows that have your audience. And it's as simple as maybe pulling out your phone and looking at iTunes or Spotify or even YouTube and seeing shows that have guests. So it might take a bit of a manual research to go through and
Yeah.
type in the keyword of your target audience or what you do, your niche, and it'll come up with a list of shows. Manually go through those shows, see if they're bringing on guests onto those shows, see the value that they're bringing in, the topics that they're talking about. Does it feel like you can add to that conversation? You can bring value to that audience? Great, then that's possibly a show that you can reach out to. So then it's like, okay, well, how do I reach out to this
I
show?
know.
Get the host's name, get their email address, and then send them an email. And we can go into maybe more of the details, but send them an email, ask or pitch yourself to be on that show, and then hopefully you get a yes, and you can book that recording, record the episode, and then the host will kind of take care of the rest. They'll edit it, they'll publish it, and let you know once it's live.
Perfect. Yeah, it is kind of nerve-wracking, pitching cold, so to speak. And Lord knows, I'm sure you do as well. I get a ton of cold pitches, which don't always work because, like you said, they didn't do the research. So let's talk about Talks.co because obviously that is avenue. I know some people call them like booking services or matchmaking services. So for those that don't understand what that means, how would you describe Talks.co?
Well, we've just been talking about, well, how do you get booked on podcasts? Talks.co would be the quickest way for you to get booked on a podcast. That's probably the easiest way to explain it. Okay. Now, what are the details to that? You create your speaker one sheet if you're a speaker, uh, which means you just create your profile on the platform. Go to talks.co, sign up for a free account. It's free to create your profile. And the AI, you mentioned it earlier, the AI will automatically or instantly create your profile based on some information that you serve it. So great. It will create and position you as an expert in your field, creating your speaker one sheet on the platform. And once you've got that speaker one sheet, the tool will say, do you want to make any edits? Do you want to make any tweaks? If not, that's fine. Great. Now we're going to match you. We've already got some suggestions lined up of shows we believe you would be a great fit for and you'd be a great guest for. So you're like, yes, I want to see those matches. And so we suggest these matches to you. You go through those matches and you can say, yes, I'm interested in that one, or that one's not quite right. And you just keep going through until you exhaust all the suggestions that we make for you. And then you wait, essentially. So you wait until the host kind of sees that request that you're interested in being on their show, and they'll look at your profile and say, well, yes, I'm interested in bringing you on the show, or no, I'm not. And if they say they're interested in bringing you on the show, you've already shown your interest. So the tool will match you and there'll be like confetti and you'll be happy and excited that you've got a match. There's a show interested in bringing you on. It's a perfect fit for you because you've already researched it and found out that their audience is your ideal clients. So the tool matches you, the confetti kind of falls down, and you go directly to the messaging section within the platform.
That's what I was just about to ask you. So
Yeah,
you communicate with the host and so forth within the app.
yeah. So you just basically you've been matched, and you can go and communicate with confidence, knowing that they're interested in you. You can personalize it. You don't have to send a templated response because this is happening, guys. Like you've been matched. You've both
Yeah,
shown interest. Like
the hard
you're
work's
going on
done.
a yeah, you're almost done. You're going to record this thing. So here's my link to record the episode. Book a time that suits you.
So with the like your profile page or your one sheet page, whatever you want to call it, what makes one more appealing than another? What makes one successful?
Oh, this is an interesting question. This is really good. So, yes, we've got AI creating your profile based on the input you've done, but I would suggest you tweak it. I would suggest that you add your
Yeah.
personality, your flair, show a little bit about who you are and the energy, the content, the value, the knowledge that you can provide to the audience, to their show. I think that's really important to be able to just make sure that's communicated really clearly and succinctly uh, in a way that's not too much fluff. It's really straight to the point and direct in that way. So it's just really clear and focused. Now, also, so they're looking at the host is looking at, okay, well, can this person bring the content, the knowledge? Do they have the experience that I'm looking for? Can they talk with experience on this topic? Yes. Okay, great. Now, what else would the host maybe be looking for?
Yeah.
They might be looking for, well, do they have the right tone of voice? Do they bring maybe excitement to the show, or is it a comedy show? Are they funny? Right? Like so, you need to be able to showcase those little things in your profile, as well as maybe they're looking to see, well, is this person a potential collaboration partner with me? Will they be willing to promote the episode if I bring them on? Do they have an audience or not? Where is their audience? Most of my audience is on LinkedIn, but they've got an audience on Instagram. Like, what are the benefits of me choosing you as a guest over all my other options. So that's maybe a good little task to do. Go and check out other people in your
Yeah.
field. Look at their profiles. How can you stand out? How can you be different? And I think one of the things is also just putting a little video snippet of
Oh,
like a demo reel of you speaking or past episodes, 1 to 2 minutes, so people can get a real taste of how you show up and what you can bring to their show.
that's really important. Like, I know for me, I want to see past episodes. I want to see their videos because you can get a read for their personality. You can see, do they have the background? Do they have the mic? Are they set up? Have they done it before? Do they talk too slow? Do they talk too fast? You naturally get a feel for all of those things and whether it's a fit or not. So that's a great feature. So do you on the profile, obviously you have your bio, I'm assuming, like your website, your social links so they can check it out. Do you have to put like your interview topics or questions, or like how much detail are you putting on your one sheet?
Yeah, we call it a one sheet, right? Because we want to try to fit everything on one sheet
Yeah.
of paper. So, like, yes, you could write in really small font to get everything on the piece of paper, but again, I think it's just about being really clear and succinct, really focused on what you do. Try not to be a generalist. Focus on your niche.
Mhm.
Why you stand out, and we're living in a day where people want to make a decision at a glance. And in fact, when you're looking at your matches, we're giving people just a glance at you. We can't go into so much detail because
Totally.
um, if they want to, they can click on and view more details and spend more time on your profile. But typically, we're living in a day and age where people have a short attention span. They want to quickly make a decision at a glance whether this is right or not for them. So, what's important there? It's your headshot, it's your tagline, really.
Mhm.
Those are the most important things I think that are being shown at a glance. And then they can go and see a bit more detail if they want to look at that more detail. But I think that's what we'd really be focusing on,
Yeah.
like that picture as well as the tagline and that demo reel. If people can just quickly
Yeah.
take a look at 1 to 2 minutes and make a decision quickly there, I think that's really, really valuable.
Yeah, 100%. Um, so when you're like, let's say you're a guest, you're on there. I mean, there's so much choice in what kinds of shows there are that you can research. And I know some people are like, I want the big names. I want the ones that have the biggest audience. What kind of information should you be looking for when you're trying to narrow down what shows you want to pitch?
Yeah, really good question. So I think this is going to be different for everyone,
Yeah.
uh, just based on, are you just starting out and you've never done a podcast before? Maybe you're new to the industry, new to the market, starting a new business, and maybe you want to start with a show that's also maybe getting started, that's at your level, that you can feel it's not too intimidating, it's not too scary, get in front of this big audience right from the get-go. So you can get your rhythm going, you feel comfortable, make sure everything's working. And then you can maybe work your way up to some bigger audiences or bigger shows. But I think the really key thing is, and I think this is what a lot of people miss, is that it's more in like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So in looking at someone's audience and say, okay, they've got a huge audience, but it's not the right fit audience. It's too general. It's not going to
Mm,
serve my purpose. And then even taking a step back from there, like what is your purpose? Why are you wanting to get in front of these audiences? Is it, you've got a business and you want more clients, you want to make sales, or do you just want more visibility? Do you want to do you just want to meet this influencer and build a connection with them, add them to your network to maybe do collaborations or joint ventures together? Like there's many reasons or purposes why you might want to go on a show. So making sure you're really clear on that. And then just going back to the audience size, quality, like smaller shows, like if you're, for instance, a leadership coach who's targeting like CEOs of corporations doing, 100 million plus, in revenue, like, okay, there's this is where you want to get really focused in on shows that cater to that audience. And they may not have a lot of listeners, maybe a few dozen listeners of your episode will lead to them exploring and maybe wanting to become a client of yours. So quality over quantity is what I'd be thinking. So just first of all, 100% make sure that it's the right target audience of listeners before you spend your time, your valuable time, right, recording an episode for a show. Don't just do it for, hey, I've been on, this podcast or this show. It's really about making sure you're getting the result that you're purposefully going after.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Some people are like, they just want to fire hose. Oh, I've been on 50 shows this year. Where, okay, you could be on 10 and get more leads that way if it's super strategic and focused and quality over quantity. Um, I had a, oh, so Talks.co. Um, would you say it's okay to say no to some of the pitches or matches that you get? How do you advise to handle that? Because we just finished saying that not everybody's a fit. How do you, it can feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, so we wanted to take that feeling away. You shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable about saying no. Uh, so when you're looking at a profile, you're looking at your matches, yeah, you can say I'm interested or I'm not interested.
Yeah.
If you say I'm not interested, the other party will never find out. So it's
Oh,
anonymous, if you like, in that respect, that they'll never find out that you've said, hey, I'm not interested in being on your show. The only time that they'll get a notification is if both parties say yes, then you'll get a
gotcha.
notification that you've been connected. But if either party says no, no one knows that the other party said no. It's just you don't find out. So it's similar to say you were playing with one of those dating apps and you're flicking through the profile,
Swipe
and
left.
yeah, yeah, both parties need to say yes for you to be a match. But all those other ones that you said yes to, you're interested in, why didn't you hear back? Well, maybe they said they weren't interested, or maybe they just haven't seen your profile pop up in their
Mhm.
matches yet. And then, so the Talks platform works in a similar way. So it was really important for us to make sure there was a double opt-in because if I talked about the manual way of doing things where
Yeah.
you find the email address and you reach out to the
Oof.
host, and what from my research and speaking to a lot of podcast hosts, like they don't like that approach of being spammed
No.
by guests reaching out to them, wanting to be on their show, because typically those requests are not relevant, they're not personal, and they're also saying, look, I've listened to your show and I really like this about it, but they can already just feel in reading it that they didn't actually listen because it wasn't relevant, it wasn't personalized, so they haven't really listened. And it's not a great way for you to show up. If you are showing up as an authority, as the go-to expert in your niche, and you're reaching out to another influencer, another expert in your niche who's a colleague, who's a peer, like how do you want that first interaction to be like?
Yeah.
First impressions count. We know that. So I think reaching out by email, doing that manual process is, kind of, it's seen as spam. Some of these most popular
Yes.
shows, they just throw it in the trash. They never look at it. They never get back to you. So the double opt-in process with Talks is really important. That it eliminates spam. The first time you actually have to write a personalized message is after you've connected, after both
Perfect.
parties have said yes. And so that means, yeah, your time spent crafting a personal message then after you already know they're interested, like it's time well spent versus
100%.
emailing a show that you're unsure is even interested or not. A lot of people are just sending out templated emails to hundreds of shows hoping that one or two will get a response, and those ones that you don't get a response from, maybe you've hurt your reputation, you've hurt your personal brand. And a lot of this about being a guest on other people's shows is about your personal brand showing
Yeah.
up in your best possible light.
Great point. Absolutely. And the amount of time you save, it's, yeah, a lot. And then the follow-ups, like there's a lot of time and money that people spend having their VA do that for you where it's like if you use an app like Talks.co, you just cut to the chase. It's so much faster. Now, what makes Talks.co different?
Yeah, so yeah, apart from I suppose the manual process of things,
Ah,
doing it manually, like so Talks.co is going to save you so much time. And with the matches, like as long as you go through the matches and you exhaust them all through, it'll notify you when you have a match successfully, and you can have that personalized conversation, build that relationship in an authentic way. So I think that part of it is really exciting. And then the other side of things, the other way of kind of doing it now is, yeah, you can hire an agency, and the agency is expensive. Maybe they do the personalized work, they do the outreach for you, they represent you, but it's not you communicating, right? It's the agency. So
right.
and it's an expensive route, right? Like it's a
Very.
done for you service. So the Talks platform, it's a software, so it does the job, if you like, of the agency or the manual work, but it's just automated. And it just means that it's less expensive. I mean, you can get started with Talks.co for free. If you want to get more exposure on the platform, you want more visibility, you want more matches, and you want more opportunities to get on podcasts, then you can go onto one of the paid plans. Uh, and then it's the opportunity for you to just be personal with that connection as well, knowing that you have a direct relationship now with the host. You're directly booking with them. So I suppose those two like differences, and then also like we talked about the Speaker One Sheet. For those of you who aren't maybe familiar with a Speaker One Sheet, it's like your LinkedIn profile, but your LinkedIn profile is for your career, it's for your job.
Yeah.
Your Speaker One Sheet or your Talks.co speaker profile, that is your speaker profile that says, hey, I'm an authority, I'm an expert in this topic, I'm willing and able to talk on this topic on stages, on podcasts, and I'm available. Here's some past guest appearances, here's my demo reel, here's some questions, etc. So I think that's that one sheet, having that as like your, not a digital resume, but a digital speaker one sheet. It's really important. It's live, it updates as soon as you edit it. And when you grab your speaker one sheet or your speaker profile on Talks, it's different from some of the other platforms which you can't grab your unique username. So for me, my unique username on Talks is talks.co/Liam, Liam. So it's a 5-letter domain. It's really short. It's Talks. And then my username is Liam. So anyone that clicks on that link is my personal URL. It'll take them straight to my Speaker One Sheet. And I think other people who you can get Speaker One Sheets with other platforms, but it might be something along the lines of speakerbureau.com/speaker profiles/ first name, last name, and then a random set of digits.
Oy.
So it's a lot longer the way that some of the other options are, whereas
Shareable.
Talks.co, yeah, it's going to just short, it's sharp, it looks professional, and that's the way you want to appear as an authority, as an expert in your niche when you're being potentially invited to be an expert on someone else's show.
And the fact that you can share it outside of the app is really handy because um I've seen others where it just stays in the app. But the fact that you can share this profile to people that you're talking to on LinkedIn, or someone asks you, hey, do you guest on shows? Yes, I do. Check out my Talks.co profile. Yeah, I think that's super handy. What is some of the feedback that you've been getting from clients so far?
Well, yeah, so we launched back in 2024. We've had some private beta users using it in the background to book on each other's shows. Then we released it to the public in late 24. We've had now thousands of users sign up,
Awesome.
some of them just on the free plan. And I encourage everyone to just grab a free plan, grab your unique username, create your speaker profile, even if you're not ready to start speaking yet, but at least you're there. People know that you're available and they can invite
Yeah.
you. You can always say, I'm not interested, or now's not the right time. That's absolutely fine. But at least you're there, just like you've got your LinkedIn profile. Might not be looking for a job right now, but hey, like people can
Hmm.
see that, maybe they can headhunt you and bring you on board. So the Talks profile's like that. So I'd encourage you to do that. And I think that's kind of been some of the feedback, that people are just like excited about being seen as the number one choice in their market. They want to be seen at the top of search results when people are looking for experts in their market. They want people to be aware that they exist and that they're available for shows. So this is the platform to really put your hand up and say, yeah, look, I want more guest appearances. I want more visibility. I'm available to speak on shows. So just that alone has been exciting for people and why they're signing up. And then people are just being curious about like how this works. Like, I've been doing this manually before. How are you doing it differently? Oh, wow, AI is taking a lot of the grunt work, a lot of the heavy lifting off my plate.
100%.
This is simple, it's easy. Some of the people are saying that, okay, I'm meeting new people that I didn't know were in my market or industry, like influencers, connections, building relationships with those people to not just get on each other's shows, but to maybe do some kind of joint venture, collaboration, partnership, or they're getting, once they're invited someone onto their show, they're actually being invited back onto the other person's show. So
great.
there's all these kind of collaborations that are happening. The recordings are being published. I think some of our feedback from our users are like, some of our power users are like, I'm doing all these requests and I'm getting booked on shows and it's successful, but I want even more opportunity here. And because, we are growing fast, but we are we need more people to be signing up, and it just means that the more people that sign up, the more people that are using it, the better and new opportunities will be able to.
Just lost you. Goodness, I've never had that happen before.
Was that me?
I have no idea.
I think that, I don't know. Did you jump off? Did
No,
you
it just
disappear?
closed. It just closed.
Zoom closed. Okay, it didn't close on my end. So I was just talking. I don't know how much you missed of that.
All right. I'll just get my team to edit.
Okay. Sorry, just something popped up here. Do you mind if I just quickly
Yeah, go for it.
do that? I had another meeting that was booked in now. I know we've gone a little bit over time, which is absolutely fine. I just want to make sure this other person knows.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're pretty much about to wrap up anyway, so like 2 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I didn't realize you had a hard deadline.
No, that's fine. I'm just gonna just write to them. Give me 1 second. I'll just let them know that I'll be, half past or something like that. Is that good for you?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need about
Okay.
5 more minutes.
Okay, great. Anything else you wanted to kind of cover, or like
No, I
want
was
me
just
to?
gonna do like a last advice for guests and then how people can sign up.
Okay, great.
And I'll just find a good segue point or whatever to pause when we do the editing. All good. All right.
Yeah.
And scene.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. That's great that you're getting such great feedback. So what is one piece of advice you would say to someone that is brand new to guesting and they want to dive into that strategy for 2025?
Just get started. Just give it a go. Like, put yourself out there. Let people know that you're available. So sign up to talks.co or a platform like it to say, hey, this is my speaker profile. I'm an expert in these topics and I'm willing and able to come and speak on this topic. And then just feel it. Let it come to you. Like, obviously, you look at your matches, go through them and show interest and exhaust it. Make sure you go through and exhaust it, then come back in a few days and exhaust it again. And then, like, if you've both shown interest, you're both ready to interview, like, let's go ahead yeah, let's do this thing. Like, this is an opportunity for you. And
Yeah.
one of my favorite quotes is, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I think that really summarizes exactly what I just said. Take your shot, put yourself out there, and if the opportunity arises, get on that show, and who knows what might come of it.
Yeah, 100%. And the more you practice, the better you get. So, it can be nerve-wracking at first, but I guarantee you'll start to love it and dive in and get confident with it. So, how can people find talks.co
Yeah,
and sign up? It's a
yeah. Go to your
no-brainer.
browser, type in
I know.
talks.co, or go to
Exactly.
Google and search it. And then grab your free account, grab your free speaker profile. It's free to look at matches, and there are some benefits of upgrading if you wanted to pay. We've got plenty of pro users using it now with great success, and tell your friends about it as well. I think a good benefit is once you've created your talks.co profile, like put it on your LinkedIn profile, put it on your social media bios so that people are aware that, hey, I have a speaker profile. I'm ready and willing and able to speak on shows, and that will hopefully bring you new opportunities. People will reconnect with you and say, I didn't know you were doing that. Yes, I'd love to bring you on my show, or in fact, I'd love to, maybe be a client of yours. So again, just yeah, take that shot, and run with it and have fun.
Awesome. Perfect. So glad you made this app. Way to go. Congratulations on your success. And I can't wait to see what changes take place and how it grows. And I appreciate you being on the show.
Yeah, appreciate you, Lindsay. Thanks very much.
All right. So that's a wrap, folks. We will see you next week on the Leverage Your Podcast show.